we're up for questions. You know that? Spence?
Spencer Davies, Cavs Insider. Warriors really good on the road this year. Is there anything, obviously it's hard to stop them, but is there anything that sticks out on film that you guys think that you can do to kind of alleviate that?
I mean, they're obviously, battle tested, and they have elite basketball minds over there who've seen all the schemes and, have a good understanding of all the tricks. This game for us is about just trying to do what we do, do it well. I think teams get so concerned about, their three-point shots, but they kill you with layups, right? They backdoor cut, they curl, they put so much pressure on your paint because everybody overreacts to their three. So, you pick your poison. Our team is about protecting our paint as best we possibly can, and then challenge as many contested and force as many contested jumpers as we can.
How do you feel about the way DG and Jarrett got involved on Friday, and what are you looking for, I guess, in the next game, the response, so to speak? I
mean, just continuing to get better. When you got guys who haven't played basketball at an NBA level in a long time, obviously there's a little bit of rust, but you're still building relationships with new teammates and figuring those things out. So, it's going to be a process, and I expect us to game by game continue to just get better.
Evan Damrow right down you good. JB, is Isaac going to play, or is he more of a game time?
He's a game time decision. We'll see.
And just looking at the grand scheme of how Golden State is still contending with the same core group of dudes, it's almost been a decade at this point. As just a basketball fan, how do you just appreciate this, their dedication, just being constantly at that elite level?
Yeah, I mean, you have to, but what it's testament to me is what consistency can bring. They're not a team that's hopped around a bunch and tried to do a bunch of different things. They found a group of guys that they believed in, and they stuck with it. They obviously add pieces around them, but it's hard to be good if there's just so much movement and inconsistency in your group. And I think that's the lesson that they've taught us is find your guys, build around your guys, find role pieces who accentuate what your guys do, and then give them an opportunity. And again, they're the proof that works.
And you guys have yet to win at home this season. Last year, you're flat out dominant home team. Is there just something different from last year compared to this year, or is it just bad health?
I think the health has been a big part of what we the struggles that we've had here. And again, I expect us to just continue to get better. The healthier we get, the more continuity we have, the more we're together. We're going to become a better basketball team. So home, road, as we get better, I like our chances.
Ryan Lewis, the Beacon Journal. You're obviously trying to win every night, but throughout the course of the season, you're also trying to build something and work towards some things. When you're still early in the year, how do you view or balance that patience?
I mean, it's reality, and that's where we try to live, is in basketball reality. When you go through and start a season the way we did with so many key people out, the reality is it's going to take you some time to become the team that you want to become. Obviously our guys go out and compete their tail off every single night, and they're trying to win. But we understand that this is a process, and this is a long journey that we're heading down, and this isn't something in small doses that you panic over, right? We remain calm. We know what we're capable of. When we're at our best, we just have to get there.
That starting five that you had envisioned, was there anything that stood out, even in the small sample size?
Yeah, I mean, just, it's still a work in progress. Again, you miss having Jared Allen on the floor, obviously, because of, his strengths and his ability to protect the rim and what he brings to the team as far as energy. Trying to work those guys back, both of them on minutes limitation. But it's going to take reps for those guys to get together. And, the more we can produce those reps, the better it'll be, and the quicker we'll get to where we want to go. But, it's a nice compliment. I think you saw the start of the third quarter, was much more who those guys can be. The side-to-side, the threats all over the floor, each guy playing to his strength. I think it was, that was pleasant to see. Again, I thought we started out pretty slow. But in the third quarter, I think guys got comfortable and kind of found the identity.
And with that five together, talk a little bit about how that impacts your depth and how your rotation's coming off.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you look at it, our bench, it becomes really, really deep, and you look at the two, separate units that you can play, allowing Darius or Donovan to always be on the floor, always having Evan or Jared on the floor, and then you're mixing in, guys like Karras, Dean, and George, Isaac coming off the bench, and it's pretty formidable, and it's versatile with all the things that you can do.
Okay. Anything else from the room? Spence, the last one.
I'm sure he feels it. You guys as coaches see it. Evan's jumpers have been coming up flat. Is there anything other than basic reps that can remedy that?
Yeah, I mean, that's it, right? It's typically you're flat because of either your legs or your release point. So being shot ready, right, includes your legs, and that gets the ball up, or you're releasing it at a higher point, which gets the ball up. So I think that, one of the things with guys who have long arms, you know what I mean, is it like almost that slingshot motion that takes the shot flat. So just, consistency and working on getting his release up, and that'll change the flat, the trajectory.
And then just, you guys have been taking care of the ball really well, but situationally there have been some turnovers late. Is there anything that you're catching on film to kind of get the guys to know that they need to value those possessions? Yeah, I mean, again, obviously the Indiana comes to mind. We did a great job and got 3, stops in a row, turned it over twice. And turnovers, on plays that we make, right? Evan dribbles the ball up the floor. He completes that pass to Darius 99% of the time. Darius had the one cross court that's always dangerous in transition because the teams, are flowing back. But he saw the advantage because, Donovan was going to be open. But, again, I think that comes from just playing, him getting comfortable, again, playing, at the NBA speed. But, again, we must must take care of the ball down the stretch and give ourselves an opportunity to win close games.